coming to you barefaced. I am on my way to the doctor. I'm going to the hematologist today to kind of find out where I am, get some new blood tests done. So I should have the results for those in a couple of weeks, and then this video will be uploaded and you'll be able to see. We're going to be talking all things vitamin D deficiency, year update. So it's been a year. It's been a full year now, maybe a little bit over a year since I've been diagnosed with vitamin D deficiency. Like I said, back in August, my doctor did not check for my vitamin D deficiency levels, and I was bummed. I was like, what is going on? What is happening? Like, why? So she told me that I am not there for vitamin D deficiency. I'm there for iron deficiency, which I don't really have. Like, when she first tested my levels, she's like, you could become anemic. So in my mind, I was like, that's not why I'm here. I'm here for the thing that's actually happening now. Anemia is a whole nother topic. I am not anemic, thank God. I do come up from a lineage of women who are very anemic, so thankfully I am not anemic, but my levels usually tend to be very much on the cusp. Back to what we're here for. So with that being said, my levels were checked this time because I asked her to check them. Again, she was not going to check them because she was going to check, I think, in my next checkup, whenever that is. Okay, so she was like, well, I said, can we please check them now? So even after they had drawn my blood, she was able to check my levels. Drum roll please. Well, let's talk about my vitamin B12, because in the comments I've been telling a lot of people to also take B12. B12 affects your energy levels as well, so when you're taking B12, it helps to just kind of like boost all of that up. So my B12 is through the roof. Normal levels are at like an 800. When I was tested, I was at 1,000. So now I'm taking my B12 about once a week. Slow it down. We're good. The levels. So this is the first time they've been just like, slow it down, ma'am. Your levels is good. So my vitamin D, this is why we're all here. Okay, when I say y'all, I was hype. I was so hyped when she told me what my levels were. Anyways, my level is at a 41. Your girl is living her best life right now, okay? Like, I was just like, we did that. You persevered. Like, I felt like I had an acceptance speech prepared in my body. Like, you did it. We've made it to the mecca of like optimal levels. This is amazing. So I'm taking my vitamin D now every other day instead of every day because I don't want to overload on vitamin D either. I'm feeling much better. I'm feeling more like myself than I was even like a couple of months ago or the last time I did the video. Very few times where I'm feeling exhausted, even if I don't get a ton of sleep. I've never been a nap person, so before I was like taking naps and like all of those things. Now I'm back to normal where I don't really have to take naps during the day. I also am not having to like I'm the type of person that if I'm like I have to be exhausted to take a nap, and like to the point of like I can't keep my eyes open anymore. Like I can be tired and just be like I'm good. So I'm not at that point anymore. I'm not at the point of exhaustion no matter how many hours of sleep that I get, because my body doesn't like me to get more than like 5 hours for some reason. So that's fun. But we're really like at a good level. Even just being in the house, it hasn't been super sunny these last couple of days or over this like last week. In New York, we've had kind of like on and off sunny days, and clearly we're just in the house. I have not been tired. I have not been exhausted, and I'm just so excited. You know, my anxiety is still there. So we're still dealing with that. Like I said, it's very far and few between. If you've seen my anxiety video, if not, I'll link it up here, living with anxiety. But it's very far and few between still, but it's still, I still have bouts of anxiety. At the very beginning of this whole like quarantine situation, I was feeling very anxious, like when I went out of the house, and now I've kind of calmed down. So the anxiety still flares up here and there. I've been getting questions about what kind of vitamins that I take. In the beginning, I was on a prescription. I still do have a prescription. I just haven't filled it because when I ran out of my last prescription, I got over the counter. So the over the counter vitamins that I've been taking, this is my B12, my Nature Made vitamins. I actually really like these. The B12 is a little bit bigger than the vitamin D, which it's probably a little bit bigger than my like prescribed ones, but this is the size, if you guys can see. These are definitely like a chalkier kind of vitamin. So just gonna take it since I didn't really think this through and I haven't taken my vitamins today. So and then I also just take Nature Made. These are the D3. These are 2,000 IUs. So my prescription is only 1,000 IUs. I definitely think that this helped with that. These are not vegan friendly though. So if you are, I'm no longer a vegan. If you are a vegan, these are not vegan friendly because they have gelatin in them, because these are a soft gel capsule. Yeah, because they have soybean oil, gelatin, glycerin, and water. Besides the vitamin D, I think just to make up the capsule, and also because this is like liquid on the inside. So these may not be as easy to see, but that's what the vitamin D looks like. Take that. And then the B12 seems vegan friendly. There doesn't seem like, I was vegan for 2 years, so this doesn't seem like there's anything in here that is not vegan. So I think you should be fine. So that's it, guys. I'll definitely be updating this probably about once a year now instead of like so regularly. If you guys have any questions, I'm definitely trying to answer every single question that you guys have. Please comment below. I think some of the things that people were asking me was about hair loss and things like that. I have not experienced any kind of like unordinary hair loss, so that wasn't a thing for me. My original symptoms was that I was just really, really tired all the time. I really, to the point where I just didn't want to do anything. I didn't want to be out. I didn't want to do anything when I got home, and I felt depressed, you know, and I just didn't understand like why I didn't have energy to do things, and I was like, what's going on? So I'll link the first video somewhere up in here on one of these cards so you can watch it. But the main symptom that I had, which wasn't even a symptom on my radar, was the exhaustion. I really just felt like I was dragging myself places. It was so hard to do anything, especially like past 5 p.m. I would literally leave my house, do one activity, and be ready to come back inside. And not like a strenuous activity. Like, it's not like I'm out here like, oh, I went for a run with my friends, I did this, I did that. Like, I would be out of the house and go to like lunch. Be like, yeah, it's time for me to go home. Literally just been on the subway, sat down at a restaurant, got up and it was time to go home. So yeah, so I really couldn't, not that I couldn't because I clearly had to push myself, but it was really hard for me to stay out of the house longer than like 2 hours because I was just exhausted. So fast forward to when I actually went to the doctor. Once again, I didn't think it was a thing. I just thought I was getting old. Oh my gosh, I'm in my 30s and I'm getting old. And that this was just my new normal. Like, it was, I'm getting old. Like, clearly I need to probably eat better. Still probably need to eat better. I need to work out. Still need to work out. But I was just like, I don't have the energy. And this is just my new life, and it is what it is. So when I went to the doctor and got my blood results back, she was just like, so, how you feeling? And I was like, she's like, are you exhausted? Yes, ma'am, I am. What's wrong with me? So then she told me, and you can watch that full thing in the cards. It'll probably also be on the last slide, but you can watch that, and it's definitely, you know, eye-opening for all of the symptoms that people do have. I can remember, which I also have not done this in a long time, so I can't really say this was a thing, but I kept dislocating my pinky toe. Like, literally the entire year leading up to my vitamin D deficiency situation, because I kept stubbing it, I kept dislocating, pop it back into place, and then, you know, go about your day, because that's just what happens. And that has not happened in a while. So that, you know, the whole bone density, bone aches and things like that could have also attributed to that. I have never been one to have very lubricated joints for some reason. So now that I'm no longer vitamin D deficient does not mean that I now have the needs of Meg. Okay? Even though I aspire to one day. So that to me wasn't really a symptom. Thinking back on it now, the pinky toe situation could have been a sign. Again, I just was like, ma'am, you're clumsy. So a lot of the things that are happening could just be things that you find are normal, or things that like are not necessarily subtle, but things that aren't necessarily like, oh, I should tell my doctor about this because this is something that shouldn't be happening. So yeah, that's what happened. So check out my other update, check out my first video. If you're vitamin D deficient, I love to talk to people. I love all of the comments, and I am here for them. They sometimes make me laugh. They definitely have made me feel as though like I have a little community. So be sure to keep the comments coming. Create your own videos. Let me know how you're doing. I love updates. I'm getting a lot of people telling me that they've been diagnosed, but I would love updates from you guys as well of how you're doing, how you're faring. Again, it took me about 6 months from the last time that I really started taking my vitamins again until now to feel completely normal. Like, I felt 1,000% better than I did last year. So there is hope. There's light at the end of the tunnel. You just really need to take your vitamins every single day, like every single day, to help you so that you're, you know, getting better. Your vitamins are adding up so that you too can be in the double-digit range, the high double-digit range, mid-double-digit range, in the 40s or 50s. You may have surpassed me by now, but either way, just keep taking your vitamins so that you too can start feeling better and that you won't feel exhausted. So thanks guys again for watching this update. I hope you enjoyed it. I definitely didn't get my entire doctor's trip, but you guys kind of got a gist of, you know, these New York streets. So I hope you liked it, and be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and hit that notification button so that you can be notified about all of my videos as soon as they're uploaded. I try to upload at least once a week, whether it is health, fashion, or hair. So stay tuned for all of those things. So I will talk to you guys soon, and then until next time.